The film begins with a pretty girl. Her age was 10 to 12 years. Her head was adorned with horns, and she had wings on her back. Her name was Maleficent. She was living in a magical forest. She hasn't seen the outer world till now. This beautiful forest was her everything. There were all creatures in the forest except humans. One day, Maleficent was going somewhere in the forest. She sees a small boy. He was her age, so she inquired, "Who are you?" That small boy tells Maleficent that I live in a kingdom nearby. I have seen a diamond here, and I picked it. Maleficent takes that diamond back from him. She says, "Let me drop you to your kingdom." That boy says, "Will you be my friend? And if I will again come to this forest, so can I play here?" With it, they shake hands. She felt a current that flowed from the boy's iron ring. She tells him that iron burns fairies, so don't come while wearing it. After that, the boy returns to his kingdom. However, the kingdom he comes from wants to occupy the forest. The boy's parents were not alive, and he became a good friend of Maleficent. They didn't realize they were from opposing kingdoms. They played together, and many years passed like this. The boy would come to the forest to play with Maleficent. As they grew older, now both 16 years old, they started liking each other. Maleficent thought humans were not the enemies of fairies. She didn't know that there was also greed in them. One day, Maleficent was thinking about how many days had passed since the boy arrived. She remembered something else he said, that when he grew older, he would occupy his kingdom and have a castle. Maleficent didn't realize the boy was greedy for power. One day, while Maleficent was sitting in her forest, she saw the king of another kingdom arriving with an army and horses to occupy the forest. Maleficent, being the fairy of her forest, knew how to protect it. She stood up, now more powerful. She told the king that he couldn't enter her forest. The king replied that he didn't ask for her permission and ordered his army to bring him her dead body. The army advanced into the forest, but strange creatures on horseback attacked them. The king and his army were badly injured. All the humans filled in fear, realizing they couldn't fight in the magical forest. The king returned to his kingdom, old and very weak. He gathered all the people and said to them, "You all know there is a lot of treasure in that forest, but because of my condition, I don't believe I can go there and fight. But I promise you, whoever kills Maleficent, I will marry my daughter to him." Among them, a boy stepped forward and said, "I will go there." You will be shocked to hear that the boy was Stefan, the same boy who played with Maleficent. Stefan went to the forest to meet Maleficent after many years. When he arrived, Maleficent asked him, "Where have you been for so many years? Don't you think about our friendship?" He replied, "Please forgive me. I was busy, but I didn't forget you. I came here to tell you that our king wants to kill you. Just take care of yourself. I am here for your protection." She didn't know humans could be worse, so she believed in him. Stefan, on the other hand, was a greedy person. He made her drink drugged water, causing her to faint. The next morning, when Maleficent woke up, she found she had no wings. There were wounds where her wings used to be. Seeing this, Maleficent couldn't believe her eyes. She started weeping because her beautiful wings were gone. She was no longer a princess with wings. Meanwhile, Stefan arrived at the king's court, carrying Maleficent's wings. He said, "See, I have completed the promise I made to you." The king was overjoyed and, taking the wings from him, made Stefan the king of the kingdom. In the forest, Maleficent was heartbroken because she couldn't fly anymore. As she walked through the forest, she saw a hunter about to kill a crow. Unable to bear it, she immediately transformed the crow into a human. The hunter, terrified, fled. The crow, now human, approached her and said, "Thank you. But why did you do this?" Maleficent replied, "I can't explain it. My heart felt sympathy for you." The crow, grateful and loyal, saying, "I will obey whatever you say." Maleficent agreed and named him Diaval. Diaval brought information to Maleficent, revealing that Stefan had betrayed her and taken her wings to become king. Meanwhile, in the kingdom, Stefan married the king's daughter, and they had a daughter of their own. There were grand celebrations, unaware of the danger approaching. Seizing the opportunity, Maleficent arrived at the celebration and cast a curse on the baby, saying, "You are so pretty, but when you turn 16, you will die." Stefan asked her, "Why are you taking revenge on my daughter?" Maleficent, recalling her own suffering, replied, "I was also a girl once. Remember what you did to me." Despite her anger, there was still some sympathy in her heart. She told Stefan, "There is a way to save her. If your daughter finds true love on her 16th birthday, her life can be spared." Stefan, filled with worry, summoned 3 small fairies and instructed them to take his daughter far away. warning them not to bring her back until she turned 16. Fearing the curse would come true, he then attempted to attack the forest. However, he failed, as Maleficent had fortified its boundaries with her magic, making it impossible for humans to enter. Meanwhile, Stefan's daughter, Aurora, was taken far away by the three fairies. Though they tried to keep her hidden, Maleficent always knew where she was. She would try to scare Aurora, but the child, innocent and pure, would only smile back at her. This softened Maleficent's heart, as she was inherently a good fairy, not a cruel one. The three fairies entrusted with caring for Princess Aurora were often careless. Maleficent, unexpectedly, frequently saved Aurora's life, whether she was falling from mountains or trees. As time passed, Aurora grew older, and now she was 15 years old. Just 1 year left before her curse would be fulfilled. One day, feeling a presence, Aurora called out, "If someone is there, come out. I have many questions." Maleficent stepped forward. Recognizing her, Aurora exclaimed, "You are the one who has taken care of me since I was a child. You are my godmother, and I love the crow that is always with you." Maleficent, surprised by Aurora's response, was filled with happiness. She realized how much she loved Aurora and regretted the curse she had placed. They formed a strong bond, living together and interacting like a mother and daughter. Maleficent tried desperately to revoke the curse using her powers, but to her dismay, the curse, so close to completion, could not be undone. As Aurora's 16th birthday approached, Maleficent could only hope and pray that Aurora would find true love in time to break the curse. On the morning of her birthday, Aurora and Maleficent conversed in the forest. Aurora noticed Maleficent's lack of wings and asked about them, noting that all fairies had wings. Maleficent sadly recounted how a human had taken them from her, robbing her of the ability to soar freely in the sky. Moved by Aurora's concern, Maleficent was about to weep when Aurora reassured her, promising to come and live with her after seeking permission. Maleficent knew this wasn't possible unless Aurora found her true love before the curse could take effect. As Aurora returned home, she encountered a handsome boy on her path, and they were immediately drawn to each other. Back at the castle, Aurora told the three fairies she wished to leave and live with Maleficent, leading them to suspect she had learned the truth, that her parents were alive and living in the kingdom. Upon hearing the accusation from the fairies, Aurora confronted Maleficent, asking if it was true. Maleficent, with newfound affection for Aurora, admitted to cursing her but expressed regret, insisting she never intended harm and had changed her ways out of love for her father. Heartbroken, Aurora rushed back to the kingdom, embracing her father, King Stefan, and lamenting her loneliness. Enraged at the fairies' disobedience, Stefan ordered Aurora's immediate return to the castle and locked her in a secluded room to prevent the curse's completion. Despite Stefan's efforts, the curse took effect on Aurora's 16th birthday, compelling her to seek out the spinning wheel where she pricked her finger on a needle, falling into a deep sleep. Distraught, Stefan feared his daughter would never awaken. Meanwhile, Maleficent sought out the boy Aurora had met, hoping his love for her would break the curse. Together, they arrived at Aurora's side, but the boy's presence did not awaken her, revealing he was not her true love. Devastated, Maleficent tearfully bid farewell to Aurora, expressing her love and regret. As she prepared to leave, Aurora's voice stopped her. Aurora declared Maleficent her true love, revealing the depth of her feelings. Overwhelmed with joy, Maleficent embraced Aurora, but their reunion was interrupted by Stefan's army, which trapped them in an iron net designed to harm fairies. With her powers, Maleficent transformed her crow into a dragon that repelled the attackers, freeing them both. Stefan, determined to end Maleficent's life, confronted her with an iron shield. On the other side, Princess Aurora seized the wings of Maleficent. Those wings were moving, like they knew that their owner was there. Princess Aurora releases those wings. They automatically attach with Maleficent. Maleficent again holds them. She flies Stefan with her, but she doesn't throw him down from the building. Stefan was about to attack her. Due to it, they both were about to fall from the building. Means from the castle. Stefan falls to the ground and dies. This means that greedy man was not in this world now. Everything was fine. The next morning we see that Maleficent removes all the boundaries, those she had placed around the forest. There the flowers bloom again. The greenery returns. After it, she says to Princess Aurora that now you are the queen of this forest. The kingdom and the forest were together, and all start living happily. This is the end of Maleficent Part 1. For Part 2, the link is in the description. If you like the video, please like and subscribe for more cool recaps.